They'll be able to cover a lot more ground in daylight.
Where else are they going to look? They've searched everywhere.
Well, Robert's a bright little lad, isn't he?
Very.
Come and sit down, Sarah. It's a cup of tea. Think how many outbuildings there are on this farm alone. There's plenty of places like this between here and Houghton. You could easily have found somewhere to keep warm.
What if somebody's got him? What if he's fallen?
Then they'll still find him. Oh, tea, Jack? It's fresh.
Don't want to spoil your cosy little tea party.
He blames me.
I'm sure he doesn't.
They all will.
Gossip's the same in town and country. But Jack's saying things he doesn't mean. People do at times like this. He'll come round.
In his own time, when all this is over?
Yeah, you'll see.
It'll be too late then. Way too late.
What's up with her?
I don't know. She due to drop and nout's happening. You go up with the police on the tops after.
Thought I'd give you a break. Let you get some sleep.
Oh, I'm all right for a while yet. I've still got plenty of tea left in the flask.
Spare some.
Yeah. What's up, Nobby, up at the house yet?
Regular little woman's tea club in there. You'd think there was nothing going on.
Oh, he'll be safe. Come back safe and sound, Jack. I just know it.
They'd have found him by now. If he'd been round here, he'd know where he was, know the land. Up at Sarah's fancy man's.
Oi, boss or not, Jack, just take a bit of advice from a mate. Wasn't it you and Sarah teachers his throat that made him run away in the first place?
Well, what would you have done, Ned? If Jan had taken up with some bloke, if he was filling her head full of fancy ideas so that she'd lie to her family, didn't even care about them.
You know exactly what I'd have done. The same as you. Only I'd have probably broken his flaming neck. Then I'd be stood here taking good advice from you.
Yeah,
Tea or coffee? Which do you prefer? We've got Earl Grey or Tippy Assam if you prefer Indian. Well, it's Mum's favourite in the morning. She used to prefer China in the afternoon.
You're serious, aren't you? In our house, the only thing you get in bed is fleas.
Well, this establishment prides itself on its room service. I think I'll go and make a pot of coffee. Give you time to think if there's anything else you fancy.
What time is it, any Rod?
8-ish.
Well, forget the coffee. I've got school.
Well, can't you take the day off?
No. Now go and put shower on. I think you'd better have one first. And make it a cold one.
I'd have thought he'd want to be out with the police.
No, I reckon he's better off up at the farm.
Aye. Well, maybe it's as well he's out the way when folks see this.
Oh, brilliant. I wonder how long it'd take him to get onto that. Poor old Jackie, that's all he needs.
Well, what about Sarah?
She was swilling champagne with that bloke.
They were celebrating the end of the job.
When a man plies a woman with champagne, he said a little bit more than thank you.
And what would you know about the way people like university professors say thank you?
What do you think?
Well, I think they'll notice they're not yours.
I'll say they're our Sam's.
I know, he hasn't got that good taste.
Get anything to drink?
Yeah, there's some drinks in the fridge. But can't we go into school together?
You like hospital food?
Look, I don't care who knows. Surely it's better this way than our families hating each other.
And you think me spending the night with you is going to endear you to my lot?
I didn't drag you kicking and screaming.
I know that. You know that. But would you like to explain it to our Sam and Butch in a very dark alley?
Well, at least let me give you a lift part of the way. Look, with the helmet on and the visor down, no one will know who you are. Especially with those jeans on.
No! Got to go. I'll ring you.
Oh, stay.
A-levels.
You can help me revise.
Tonight. I'll ring you tonight, okay?
Yeah, you can come round.
You think I hadn't worked that out for myself? See you, Luke.
Boy,
We'd be better off helping him look for Robert.
he's going to school.
We know places he might be hiding. Better than the police.
Maybe you do, but I noticed Roy's dad sending him to school. Come on.
It might be a reward if we find him. I don't believe I heard you say that. What? This little lad is a friend of yours. Finding him is not about money. Move. Well, it is if you find him.
You have to buy a lottery ticket. It's the only way you get your hands on any money. Now go on, hop it, the pair of you.
Hello, lads. There you go, Vic. Cheers.
Trouble is, they've probably got as much chance of winning the lottery as they have finding Robert alive by now.
Oh, come on. There's thousands of places out there he can be.
Yeah? Well, if he ran away, he'd have been found. If he hasn't been found, it's because someone's got him.
What, you mean some pervert just happened to be passing when Jack happened to go into the house?
There's more around than you know.
Not that many. Not round here. Hey, Tel? Yeah, you don't think he's one, do you?
Why do you think your dad and Seth were trying to keep us away from Seth's lair?
They're hiding something. Monkey books, I don't know.
Lucky books?
Well, I know that my mum won't let him sell them in the shop. I heard him round about it.
Yeah, but what does Seth want with mucky books? He's got Baywatch Betty.
Oh, look, there it is. Come on.
Someone coming.
Oh, that's D.I. Farrow's car.
Morning, Mrs. Sugden. Your husband about?
Yeah, he's in the landing shed. Is there some news?
Yeah, in a minute. Mrs. Sugden? That happen often?
Yeah,
Here, I'll take it off you, Jack.
poor little beggar.
Is there any news?
Couple of possible sightings, but nothing to get excited about, but we're checking them out.
Why aren't you there, then? You've nothing else to go on.
Been talking to the press?
You are joking.
This is rubbish.
Funny how it looks to everybody else, isn't it?
Oh, don't start that again, Jack. I'm tired of it.
I thought you ought to see it. The press might be able to help.
But our private life splashed all over the paper is going to help us.
Get them on your side, Jack.
This is hardly going to make people want to help us, is it?
Which is why I want to concentrate on Robert. That's what all this is about, after all.
How?
Press conference.
Oh, let them have another go at us.
No. Either you or Mrs. Sugden make a statement. That's all, no questions. And it might... Well, if someone is holding Robert, this could be as close as you get to talking to him direct.
Hey, take a butcher's of this lot.
What, have you found some mucky mags?
No, booze. Loads of it.
Booze?
It's whiskey. There's all sorts of different makes.
Do you think they've nicked it?
Maybe.
Well, what's this then?
I don't know, time machine. Maybe Seth's a new Doctor Who.
Idiot.
This'll be what they were wanting to hide.
What, so they shouldn't have it then?
Well, it would have come off the back of a lorry or something. So we ain't doing now wrong if we nick it off them. Not if it weren't theirs in the first place.
Yeah, but what can we do with it?
I'll make a few quid selling it.
Where?
I don't know. Some of the lads at school might buy some.
What, £2 a bottle, sir?
3, maybe 4. Wait, shut the door.
Hi.
So, how have you been? You're looking,
Before you say anything, I've just got back from a run.
a run?
Not a jog, a run. 3 miles along the front. That's why I look like this. I was just about to get a shower. I bet you thought I was still in a mess, didn't you?
No, of course not. You're actually looking marvellous, I think.
Oh, thanks. Mum's gone to York shopping.
You passed on a day's shopping? Are you sure you're well again?
Well, it's nice to spend some time on my own. Mum's great, but no, it's difficult living with her after all this time. I'm looking forward to getting back to my own place again. There you go.
Ah.
What do you mean,
Chris has moved back into the cottage.
Why, have Chris and Rachel split up?
No.
You mean that little bitch is living in my house?
No. I don't think so.
I'm glad you've come, Kim. I was beginning to wonder if I had any friends left.
Have you seen the way that bottle's going down?
Good stuff.
So what, can I get some more?
I'm not going skulking about in the woods with all these coppers about the place.
But I need it.
A couple of days, OK.
I thought you were supposed to save us a paper.
I did. Terry picked it up earlier.
Oh, I spilled some tea over it, love. Sorry, I forgot to mention it.
Did you manage to read it?
No, let's have a look at Shop Sports page.
Then you ought to send this, then.
Bad business, that. Poking their nose into people's private lives.
Didn't that woman who came in yesterday say that she wrote for this rag?
Who's that?
Helen Ackroyd, you know, the reporter you were getting outside a bottle of wine with yesterday.
Oh, I think that's her name, aye.
I say, this is a bit strong.
Did she get all this stuff from you?
Of course not.
Oh, the winged wonder of Farsley. The gabbling gob of Emmerdale, more like. You tell her what a hero you used to be and she reels you in like the prat you are now. Hello. Talk of the devil. Sorry? Now, if you don't want this shoving where the fairy wears a Christmas tree...
Oh, give it a break, love. She talked to loads more people than me. I didn't tell you out, did I?
So you're saying this isn't true? We're telling you now. Get out.
I learnt a lot when Frank and I were divorced, and I wasn't in anything like as strong a position as you are. But I was too trusting. I didn't want to cause any more upset.
Yes, but you came out of it all right, though, financially.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm here, really. To make sure you don't do anything that... Well, you're too nice for your own good sometimes.
I think stupid's a better word.
Of course not. I wish there was more people around like you. People you can depend on. People you can trust. I think Chris has betrayed your trust enough.
Surely it's quite straightforward. We divide everything 50-50.
Since when has anything been straightforward with Chris?
Kim, do you know something?
No, not really. I just have this feeling. I think he might try to fob you off with shares in the company.
But what would I want with those? I can hardly see me being welcome at board meetings.
They are worth a fair bit.
Only on paper, and that's no good to me.
But if you turn them down, he'll make it seem like you're the one that's being unreasonable.
And no doubt then he'll offer to buy them back, or Frank will at a knockdown price.
Probably. Listen, I don't know how this sounds, but what if I bought them from you?
But why would you do that?
It'd help you out. I mean, that's what friends are for, aren't they?
Yes, but what would you want with shares?
Well, this may sound awful, but it would protect Frank against Chris trying anything. And I know this would never sway you, but think how Chris would take it if you sold his shares to me.
He'd hate it. He'd really hate it.
You know, Sam, there's not many lads who've got a car that matches the personality so perfectly.
Oh, rotten hell. Just when I thought I were going to get your bedroom.
Only girl's bedroom you'll be getting in, Sam.
You not think you're so clever when my mum's finished with you?
While you're around, Sam, I'll always be the clever one in the family, and the dog comes second. Hey, what time do you call this to be coming home, lady? I've got 3 periods this afternoon. Get in the house, now.
Eddie Road. Only thing you know about cars is back seat of them.
What are you on about?
Don't ask him hard questions, Mum. His head'll explode.
Your mother has been worried sick.
And you haven't. Don't you care anymore, Dad?
Where do you think you've been out all night?
At Soloris's. Didn't Sam tell you?
Oh, I've been young myself, Tina. I know all the tricks. I've had mates cover for me.
When?
Oh, it's before your time, Zachary Dingle. Stop mithering.
Mum, I'm shocked.
Who? I want his name.
Terry, John, Bill, Richard.
I'll leave you two to it. I've got homework.
Hey, you can do that tonight because you're grounded.
Never mind her. Richard who?
Oh, shut up, you silly old devil.
Now, when we get in there, it's important that we get the right message across. They'll be watching every little move. Oh, and remember, it may be the only chance you get to talk to Robert. Or if someone's holding him.
See you later.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, As I'm sure you'll all understand, both Mr. and Mrs. Sugden are too upset to get into a question and answer session, but Mr. Sugden does have a statement to make.
I just want to appeal to anyone who can help me get my little boy back. Please, Robert, if somehow you're reading this or watching it, come home. You know how much we all love you and miss you. And if someone out there knows where Robert is, please let us know. Let the police know. Let my little boy come home.
I think that covers it, ladies and gentlemen.
Could we get a photograph of Mr. and Mrs. Sugden with the baby? Might help, Jack. Have you got any comment to make about the story that appeared in this morning's paper about Mrs. Sugden and the professor?
Is it you wrote it?
I told you, Miss Ackroyd.
They do want our help. It is in the public interest.
I don't believe this. Come on, Sarah. You're only going to make things worse.
It can't get any worse. Can't you see how hard this is for us? And yet you're more interested in destroying our family than helping us find our son. Don't you realise that people actually believe everything that you write?
So you're saying you weren't at Professor McKinnon's house?
It wasn't like that. It was just a drink. We were working together and we'd just finished the project we'd been working on, and it was just a quick drink to say thank you. I've done nothing wrong. Please believe me. This is all a terrible nightmare. Please don't make it worse. Please help us to find our son.
What do you reckon?
Well, you never can tell.
If anybody has any information leading to... I don't believe you two. Getting the kiddie back's what matters, not was she or wasn't she. I mean, all she did was have a drink with the bloke she worked with. Are we going out, or will people read something into it if Luke comes as well?
I've got some English to do.
Thought you did that last night.
Yeah, well, I had an early night in the end.
Come on, we'll go to Hotton. Get a burger or something.
Come in. Well, I might see you down there. It's just I'm expecting a phone call from Dad. If I'm not in when he phones, he thinks I'm not revising.
Well, you know what they say. All work and no play makes Luke a right swat.
Listen, mate, just because I'm not playing with you doesn't mean I'm out of the game.
Got a girlfriend, have you?
No. The only thing he takes to bed these days is the complete works of Shakespeare.
I don't think I've ever come so close to hitting a woman before.
Well, a room full of coppers and cameras isn't the right place, is it?
And all they care about is a front-page story. Robert isn't a lost little boy. He's just good copy.
Well, according to Jan, Sarah gave them plenty to think about anyway.
Sarah's already given them plenty to think about.
You've got to sort it out, Jack. You and Sarah need each other to get through this mess. What went off before won't do anybody any good going on about it.
If she hadn't been up there, Ned, it never would have happened.
And if you'd have trusted her more and stayed with the kids, it wouldn't have happened, would it?
Well, then why did she lie to me about McKinnon?
Talk to her, Jack. Have it out with her if need be. But you need Sarah by your side when that little lad comes home. Which could happen any time. Maybe even tonight. Who knows, eh?
I mean, it must be. Why else?
Why else what?
Well, he's been staying in all the time, hasn't he?
He's got stuff to do. He's got his exam coming up.
You got a minute, Biff? Private.
Deared rabbits, that sort of thing.
Oh, gross. I'll get some drinks in.
Mine's a pint.
Didn't your mother ever warn you about taking drinks from strange women?
Nay, lass, I think I'm safe enough these days.
I'm yours for half a bit, lad.
So everybody tells me.
There's been a theft from Seth's lair.
What would I want with dead rabbits?
Eh? No, talking about the,
Yeah, well, he were on about dead rabbits.
That was just to get rid of young lass. It never fails. Deared rabbits.
Someone's been half-inching the amber fluid.
Yeah, well, I've been out with a search all day. I didn't see you two there, though.
I was at the cash and carry, and in here. And now I come to think of it, it was a lunchtime.
So?
You weren't in. You were always in lunchtimes.
Ah, well,
Yeah, we're listening.
I had to go shopping with Betty.
Does that sound likely to you, Vic?
It's right. I wish it were me would make that whiskey. I'd rather own up to that than own up to going shopping.
What if it wasn't us?
There's nobody else knows about it.
Could be young Robert, could he, hiding out there?
Now, if that lad had been in my woods, I'd know.
Don't make me laugh, Seth. Someone's not only been in your woods, they've been in your lair, and they've nicked our whiskey. And where was you? Shopping!
Well, it looks like it's down to you then, Seth. Our reputation's on the line here.
Hi.
Flowers, chocolates. Eat whichever you like.
What are these for?
To say I'm sorry.
There's no need.
Well, I thought there was, and I booked a table at the Italian and Houghton for tomorrow night. Corner table, candlelight, soft music.
Ooh, handsome Italian waiter with a giant peppermill.
Do you mind? He's trying to be romantic.
What do you say?
Oh, I'm game if she's not.
Hey, you're working. It's my night off. But does it seem right going out on the town? You know, when Robert's missing.
OK, how about I cook for us?
Yeah, all right. I'm not staying over there.
Well, that's up to you.
I know. Do you want a drink?
Yeah.
Not interrupting, are we? If you are, you're not the first. Where's all the others?
I ain't seen Dave, but Luke's waiting at home for a phone call.
Oh, aye? You'd want to phone him? I reckon he's got a girlfriend.
No, he couldn't keep a secret like that. He's actually waiting for his dad to ring him. He checks up every now and again just to see he's not misbehaving.
Not much chance of that, is there? Right, who wants a drink? I had an early night last night, so tonight I fancy some fun.
I'm making some beans on toast. Do you want any?
Not hungry.
You've got to eat.
Wendy, could you give us 5 minutes? I'd like a word with Sarah.
Yeah. No problem.
It's time we talked.
Really? What's so special about now? You've hardly been able to bear being in the same room as me.
Yeah, well, Ned's been giving me a talking to. Says we ought to sort ourselves out before Robert gets back.
So it took Ned to tell you that, eh?
Sarah, my son's out there, you know.
Oh, yeah? Your son, not mine.
Whatever happened between you and McKinnon, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Jack,
Just let me finish, eh? I don't care about that. I just care about Robert.
You've got a nerve, Jack Sugden. This isn't about Robert, is it? It's about your pride. Just because I'm working with a man means I've got to be sleeping with him? Well, I didn't, Jack. I wouldn't even think about it.
Let's drop it.
No, I'm not dropping it. There's nothing to drop. Nothing happened, Jack. You sit there like you're doing me a favour. Well, maybe this will get through to you. I didn't do anything, Jack. I didn't. I wouldn't. I didn't even think of it. Am I getting through to your thick